morning. Let's see what's going on today. Oh, is this the bright one? It's the old, oh, the evening star. All right. Good morning. So yeah, no, we're just playing around here this morning, just getting going. And Kevin is in the house. Praise be to God. So Kevin is, hope everything's going well. We're preparing to do a little bit more snow removal today, this evening, overnight, tomorrow. So I have the tractor, one of the tractors plugged in, and the thrill is back, baby. Dan Husband just commented on the on this other video. What a good man. Yes! Exclamation point. Yikes. It is quite a morning, I'll tell you what. How was your day yesterday, Kevin? And who are we looking at here? How is, let's see. Who's this? Hi, good morning, like done. Good morning, thank you very much. You in the dark. We were in the dark, and I had the headlamp on earlier today, and I forgot that it was on, and I forgot that I didn't change my chapeau yet, so that's a little bit of an issue. So if you wanted to bear with me, I might run over and change my chapeau, get my other stuff going, get the metronome going. This is the kind of day it's going to be today, I can see. Just give me one moment, I'll be right with you. I've been singing Mama, I'm Coming Home all morning for some reason. I'm not sure why. Mama, I'm coming home. And I don't know if this amp is plugged in yet. I'm running way behind today, and I appreciate your patience and your tolerance. Let's take a look at what's going on over here. We've got the old SPAC, the old Spark amp. We call that a SPAC around here. And it's a cool little amp. It's a really great little amp. You're gonna love it. And I'm gonna plug it into my, let's see if it's got any juice on it. It's got some juice maybe. Oh. Well, hey look, it's got some juice. Cool. We might be able to have a guitar session yet. Let's see if I can tip back in my chair without falling over and grab the old electric git fiddle this morning. Oh, and this is you always want to turn your amp on before you plug it in. Make sure that you turn your amp on before you plug it in, right? And let's see if we can get it to maybe a mild setting. That's pretty mild. Yeah, just ran out to plug in the tractor. I'm a little filthy, a little cold. It's about 16 degrees here Fahrenheit, so it's not too bad. But we are going to get started. I saw that we had some Dan's on board. I see Jill is here, brand new channel member right here. Thank you, Jill. And there was someone, LOT mixed. Oh, Lot's back. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Let's go ahead and see what we can do with this button. Ooh, that does something cool. Let's leave that on. That looks pretty fancy. Dan, everybody's doing the greetings. It's great to have people here intermingling. Wonderful thing. Mark, you're just touching down and you're going. Happy picking, Mark. We'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Enjoy your day. You got to retire, Mark. Echo that, and smashing the old like button. I guess I could do that myself, right? Here we go. Let me drop some hearts on everybody. And that's it. Let's go ahead and get started. You see the metronome is running at 80 beats per minute. You can see that I'm not really tuned up yet. I'm really sort of discombobulated. We were up late last night with some production problem and gift wrapping. You know, so the gift wrapping was something that happened yesterday too. So that's different than our normal Christmas Eve wrap sessions. So that was cool, yeah. Got a good lady in the house here, I'll tell you what. So here we go. Let's tune it up. Let's go ahead and get it tuned. See what we've got. We've got an A. A minor video. Jason, well done. If you guys have, hey Noah, good morning. If you guys have things like, you guys have been here all year long pretty much, so if you have specific things you would like to work on, I still owe Kevin a Lewis and Clark video by Mr. Tommy Emmanuel. What a great player. What a great guitar player. We're working today through our typical morning ritual for warm-up. And then as we finish up, we'll continue along with Take 5 today. I got thinking about it a little bit. I wanted to talk to you, if I forget, remind me, I wanted to talk to you about how 3/4 and how country, you know, the hokey country guitar rhythms actually help to inform our own rhythmic experiences within Take 5. So remind me, that's really where I want to start today. So I really think I'll remember that, but if I don't, 3/4, 3/4, 3/4 time, hokey country guitar rhythm, and then how we use that as a stepping point to inform our rhythmic journey, right? With all right, we'll come back to it anyway. Let's go ahead and get started with fingers 3 and 4, and because I'm playing electric guitar today, I don't know if the volume is good. I don't know if it's too low, it's too high. So if you could help me with sort of adjusting making any sort of concessions that we need to with volume so that we can all enjoy this. I appreciate that. Thanks, Mark, for the feedback on the video. All right, so let's go ahead and fingers 1E and 2, and here we go with the guitar. 1E and 2, and you know what to do. Yes, you do. And you'll notice I'm playing along with fingerstyle today, and this is in respect to our good friend Kevin, who is a fingerstylist guitar player. So I wanted to and I know Raul might pop in, so that's kind of a cool thing to see. He's been really working his picking hand pretty seriously, like over the past year, and he's getting like high levels of proficiency in his fret hand and pick hand both. Sound seems perfect too. Bad. I have to go. Be well, everybody. Mark, thank thank you. Hokey rhythmic cowboy music, Jason. Yeah, that's right. I had this mark. Stick around for a second. I was playing these rhythms when we were playing in an early jazz ensemble, and the director of the band was like, that's, how you do like the typical, 3/4 time in, the country ballad is ding, 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 boom, ding, 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 1, 2, 3, boom, so it's bass note and then strum 2 strums, right? So it's boom, chink, chink, boom, chink, chink, boom, chink. So it almost sounds like a polka. And so he taught me I learned early on how to make sort of like take that hokey, what he called hokey. I don't really perceive it as hokey, but I like to say it because he said it. But I prefer to use this jazz sort of, if you're going to play in triple meter, this is a great little trick to know. So it's essential to know, and it's really easy to do. And I've got a little saying that we can learn to get us through the hump too. Fingers 1 and 2 on 10 and 12, so I think next week we'll start working on maybe maybe we'll just work on Lewis and Clark live. I think that's probably a good way to do it. And really approach that sort of rubato feel that he's got at the beginning of the song. I've got to get my head bob going. I'm thinking about starting a shred band. I'm like really right on the verge of calling a few mates and like a drummer and a bass player and just starting a shred band again. This Megadeth. This new Megadeth album has really got me like really excited, So it's bringing it all back, and I'm just so thankful that there's someone still doing the thing. Good. So fingers 2 and 4 at a very high level. So we're using just the fingers 2 and 4, getting a good solid breathe on, breathe out, breathe in. And we're using fingers 2 and 4, getting through the morning ritual for guitar growth. You'll need some hair for the shred band, buddy. Well, they do make those things called wigs. Actually, remember Anthrax? There was a guitar player, I forget the guitar player's name. Was it Ian? The guitar player from Anthrax. He had this little goatee what's his name? He had a bald head. I think helmet, yeah, you don't see much baldness in shred, do you? So we're going to change some things around here. We're going to change a few things. You can play Leave Louisiana or just any ordinary story and CNC rhythm and get this. Hammer-ons and pull-offs. The whole song can be done in 2 chords. All right. Good thinking, Mark. All right, I'm Mark, and I'm out. Have a super day, Mark. Now I'm going to use only fingers 2 and 3 here, just so I can say that I did it. I'm going to suffer a little bit, but I need to get these 2 fingers woken. I need these fingers to wake up. And this is an exercise that I used to do a lot as a finger stylist because I wanted to focus on getting each finger grouping to be competent. So I'll start only plucking or only attacking with fingers 1 and 3 only, or fingers 2 and 3 only, or 1 and 4 only, or 3 and 4 only. So all of the finger groupings and permutations that we do here in the fret hand also apply to the finger stylus in the picking hand. fingers 1 and 4. We're just going to keep moving forward. We've got a lot of work to do today, and we want to leave a wake today. We are in a no wake zone, so we are free to motor along at will. I'm just exploring where my thumb is. I'm giving it a little bit of a think. Where is my thumb located on the back of the guitar neck? Load up on the Tylenol anti-arthritis before the shredding. That's right. Play some Christmas songs in your version. Oh, hey, Carlo. Good morning, Carlo. I did a, I appreciate that. We did a beautiful arrangement last week of "Oh, Holy Night," the night where the native Lord became man, right? That nativity, he became native to being human, and so we did an arrangement of a lovely little arrangement of "Oh, Holy Night" that I'm sure you're going to love. If you just go back to my channel under my videos. And it's like a recent video. You can type in "Oh, Holy Night," and you can really look at my guess is you're going to enjoy it. And if you do watch it, if you wouldn't mind to please leave me a message. Leave me a comment, because comments help the channel. If it's a good comment, great. If it's a constructive comment, that's also great. But we love communication around here. It's almost always better to communicate the idea than to leave it at rest and let it fester. So drop us a line, please, And I really appreciate you asking about the Christmas songs, because they're really good, Really so many good ones. And so many of them are open domain, which means you can write them or rearrange them and release them as your own arrangement, without having any sort of copyright recourse from any company, or Harry Fox won't come knocking at your door. So do it up. All right. Fingers 2 and 3 and 4 on frets 10, 11, and 12. This time I'm using fingers 3, 2, and 1, or 1, 2, and 3 on the fret hand. 2, 3, and 4 on the fret hand, and I'm using fingers 1, 2, and 3 on the picking hand, where I'm making the attacks happen. If you hear a really obnoxious click, it's not water dripping in your basement, whatever. It is my metronome, and some of us don't care for it at all. But I care deeply for it, and it's my karmic inspiration to align with it. It's somewhat like finding the peace, like the men like Gandhi and those people have found. To me, the metronome supplies something that we can get no other way. But to each his own, right? Robbie's in the house. Morning, Robbie. What's going on, gang? Ronnie. Morning, Ronnie. Guitar players get the hottest chicks. Hey, Jugs, what's going on? Nice, cool semi-hollow body. Hey, thank you for noticing. This is the Gibson. This is one of the last one. This is probably one of the last ones, actual last ones. It's got the Memphis sort of wiring, electronic systems in it. It's got the classic 57s or something, burst buckers or something. I forget what we put in it. I think maybe this one's stock, but it's like literally one of my favorite go-to guitars, other than my green Schecter, of course, is like my holy grail almost. It's like the little water of life, if you will. It's just a really great guitar. Probably the best Strat I've ever played. No joke, yeah. And just, you know, I haven't played many though, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and just start with fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and on frets 10, 11, and 12, and we're continuing along on our warm-up expedition this morning. Let's try a question. Well, I was going to try a question and answer, but let's try to. Carlo, what's going on? Is music racist? Music knows no country. Music knows no color. What the heck? Well, that's a good question. Guitar players get the hottest chicks. I'll tell my wife that. Ronnie, that's a good one. Yeah, you know what? I'll share that with my wife too. We're still ripping on your anniversary too, right, man? 35. That's a big 3-5 right there. Roger that. She's a beautiful guitar. It's a 339, and I'll talk about it a little bit more because it's really kind of a fun thing to talk about. This one was found, I forget if this one was found in Florida. Florida man finds perfect guitar. And it sounds really great through like a boogie. When you've got it just on the edge of breakup. Everyone talks about the edge of breakup, you know what I mean? So I just click the tube screamer on and let it rip, and then you have like an infinite tone. You can literally hold a note forever in a feedback cycle. It's really something. It's like learning how to be a lion tamer. Do you know what I mean? Or what, you know? It's like sticking your head in the lion's jaws or something. You know, it'll bite you really hard if you don't know what you're doing, you know, so it's one of those things you must practice. The Epiphones, I haven't played the Epiphone version of this, Jill, but that's a great question. And I have a friend who said something about the Epiphone version. He asked me the same thing, and I said, geez, I don't know. I never played one, so I couldn't tell you. I wish I could talk more about it. Maybe if they, you know, I'll get them to send me one and we can take a look at it together or something. But the versions of this, right? This one's made out of unobtainium. You cannot get this one anymore. You can get the newer versions, right? But they're in a different factory, and the Memphis thing had something going on, I guess, with like the electronic system, and so you can't really get these anymore, but you can get the newer version of this. So they decided to keep this 339, and there's a beautiful new blonde version. Like, you know, these things are so they're criminally underrated because nobody plays them except for Joan Jett, and it's like the 335, but it's smaller and a little sportier, you know, and it's like, I'm a total sport, you know what I mean? It's just a sporty little guitar, you know, it's just the perfect size. You can put it in a, you know, your soft gig bag, and, you know, you can put it in your hard, you know, your Gibson historic case or whatever. But it's got a nice ginger burst on it, you know. They're just all. It's pretty cheap guitar, you know, relatively speaking. This one's a studio model. So I hope to play it more. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that I don't grab a whole lot. But after I just did that, Dan, I saw your comment on the B.B. King video. You know, B.B. King actually never played any of that flat six stuff. He just ripped the pentatonic system the whole way through. He didn't care about the flat six chord. But I thought, you know, if there was a way to move a song forward, to like, quote unquote, move the dial, I thought maybe the flat six chord, because it happens in the song and nobody ever talks about it. It's just like, it's something that needs to be talked about. How do we deal with, you know, getting outside of the pentatonic system? How do we break the mold? How do we break the leash, you know? That's one of the things that we always fall prey to, is the feeling like we've reached a limitation on the guitar because of the shapes that we play. And one of the great guitar players in the world, Mr. Kurt Rosenwinkel, Winkle, he talks about, you know, he's really proud of the amount of scale work that he's done, you know, and patternization of the scale system, because he's now able to really he closes his eyes and bats his eyelashes, and he's in a different place. He's in a different plane, and he's able to sort of, you know, internalize a lot of that stuff due to the work that he has done and the patternization of all of the scales that he knows. And it's a substantial amount of effort, as you know, but it's essential. And then starting to follow chord changes is a great way to do that. And so I thought the flat 6 chord is a great place to talk about, right? So it's a great place to be. Tune's not really written in C, but we talked about it in C, so it was easier to kind of like ingest. You need to feel it. You absolutely, yeah. Oh, if you get a chance to get your hands on, Jill, if you get your chance to hit your hands like on a 339, it's like it was basically made like Joan Jett is like, you know, she's got a smaller, sportier frame, and it's a little lighter guitar. But I'll tell you what, like the neck response, the feel of the guitar, you know you're hooking onto a Gibson when you play it. It's just, it's a Gibson guitar, you know, and it's unapologetically Gibson, you know, and it's got that scale length, it's got the feel, it's got the tension on this, you know, and it plays in tune, which is customary for all Gibson guitars. I don't know how they do it, buzz fighting, you know, all these people play these warped necks and fan frets and all to keep the guitar in tune. Dude, this guitar is so in tune, it hurts, you know. It's in tune with itself, and it came like that from factory. Usually you have to have your tech mess around with it, or you know, get the intonation set up. This thing was set like mint. Come to the fact, the setups are phenomenal, and the way they finish off the frets, like this is easily worth 2 or 3 times what its value is. Do you know what I mean? All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, T, 4. Guthrie Trap. Thanks for sharing that, Kevin. Oh dear, I'll have to keep my credit card in my husband's wallet so I don't go overboard. It is exciting, I've got to tell you, you know, like, so once in a while, you've been bitten by the bug where you actually consider doing like stupid, like silly things to get a guitar you know, or you really don't want, or you really can't, you know, allocate the funds at the moment. You're like, maybe I can sell this arm, and maybe I don't really need part of this, you know, I don't really need that part of my body, you know. I have some friends who do some pretty unhealthy things to get guitars, but we all do, right? And but the guitar, you get bitten by the bug, I guess, is the point of reference that I'm trying to illustrate here. What is it about the new guitar that we get so excited about? what is it that we get so excited about? And I've got to admit, the possibility of all of the new songs and the new techniques and the ways that a new guitar can inform our approach and change our approach. It's the process of evolution. I think we can witness our own person evolve in just a blink of an eye. And that's a moment that we all live for, is for that moment where we can observe ourselves, or just imagine ourselves growing in an order of magnitude or and degree. That growth is so important to our life trajectory, and thank goodness we've all found guitar, because this satiates that search, that journey. The guitar, I guess astrophysiology or nuclear science. I guess you want to have your name on a biologic patent. Whatever floats your boat. This is what does it for me. One of the things that does it for me. But let's go ahead and hear this. New guitar smell. There you go. But alas, he kind of needs it. Oh, yeah, there you go. He does need a new guitar, absolutely. So let's go ahead and just jump right back into the fourth finger stretch, and we'll complete our journey here. And we're right at the top of the hour, just after the top of the hour. So we'll go ahead and just remain focused for another moment or two, and then we'll get our sort of attacks correct. We want to dial in our connection with the guitar, because this next piece of the session is going to be, it's going to require a lot of attention, a lot of brain power, a lot of compute power. But that's okay. We're going to sneak up on it. So 1E ended to 9, 10, 11, 13. Go. Yeah, just a really simple, really easy approach. And I'm using, 3 fingers to attack and 4 fingers to fret. So there is a little bit of a cycling issue here that we will be likely to experience as we transition from one string to the next. 3, 2, 1, 3, right? So it's 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Can't even say it while I play it. We're a little too fast this morning, I think. Those 4 attacks per beat, sometimes they feel painfully slow, and other times they feel like just super fast. And this is one of those mornings where they feel super fast to me for some reason. He needs tuition, not guitar. Okay, all right, whatever. I'm a firm believer of the things that come to pass were intended to pass, and they needed to pass for our benefit, in the long run, in the long term. Everything that happens is meant to happen. So fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 on 8, 10, 11, and 12 with the kickstand exercise, made famous by none other than our live chatter, Jill Bourgeois. So we've got fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in the kickstand pattern, which I do mention in this in the most recent BB King episode. So it is getting some traction elsewhere about the internet. And I shared the video with a few friends, and he says, one of the guys says, one of my sort of a consultant for something that he does, and really smart bloke. And he said, how come you don't put any tablature on your videos? And you should have a link so that you can have people sign up and build your mailing list. And I thought, oh, you know what? That's a great idea. And it's, you know, it's just my bad business sense. But I think the long and short of it is, I want to have the video be watchable and rewatchable so that if you want to learn something, you can take your own notes and you can make your own observations and make your own tablature in some cases. Because I think if I write everything down for the viewer, it kind of robs the viewer of that experience of doing it for the self. And, you know, I think it's a reasonable thing to want to do that yourself. Some of those things. But the demand on the internet definitely demands that the tablature or the visual aid be present, you know what I mean? And it's like a crutch, I think. But we're playing music. Music is sort of like a, you know, it's something that impacts this sense organ and not this sense organ, right? And we can internalize it and have these visual frames go through our imagination, but your music really does impact this organ instead of this organ. We're quite a bit slower. So here's the eyeball right here, taking in these vibrational patterns, same exact thing that we're doing, octaves lower down here, you know, many octaves lower. But you've got to, you know, really focus on just the audio piece. You know, Scott Fish and I were talking about that first video MTV ran. Video killed the radio star, and it's a, you know, a great selection to have run as your first video on a music television station. Video killed the radio star, and it makes sense. But I think, you know, as we practice, it's a good idea to be able to code those things in black and white, high contrast, music, notation, manuscript, tablature, those kinds of things. But at the same time, it's also good to sort of like get those things away, because I'm not training myself as a classical musician. I'm training myself as an improvisational musician. Two different schools right here, two different schools of approach. I want to not need the paper. I want to absorb the paper so that I no longer need the paper, right? I can, you know, use that song. Let's say, for example, take 5. I want to be able to absorb everything that I know about that song and internalize so many pieces of it that I can now in turn use it as a vehicle for, you know, self-expression through the jazz idiom or whatever genre. So there's a lot going on. And there are some reasons why I do things and why I don't do other certain things. But if you really want the tablature for something and it's not there, you can always email me at jason@jasoncareyguitar.com or grow, GROW, at jasoncareyguitar.com anytime you like. Or you can just visit jasoncareyguitar.com and sign up for the email list. Johnny Berry, yeah, play by ear. See, that's great. Zappa would draw a picture of a song before he wrote it. Great idea. Become a cartographer and let music theory be your tools for building walkways and railroads. There you go. Where's that from? Why have I not heard that quote before? That's brilliant. Zumanji, good morning. Autocorrect makes me crazy. Uh-oh, yeah, me too. You trying to spell Heineken? Or Canadian? Molson? I'm looking at a Hendrick. Oh, there you go. That's definitely not a toy. That's definitely a real tool, man. That's exciting. Hey, Raul is in the house. Lot Mixed Vlog is still here. Good morning. Hello, Lot. And autocorrect is definitely one of those things. We're getting ready to switch over to. I love the Zappa reference too, by the way. I just love the Zappa references. And I'm just going to stretch for a moment because I haven't done any stretching yet today, and I invite you to join me in a stretch. And if you will, and just a straight elbow and 1 E and a 2 E and a T. We'll keep that 4 attack per beat theme going. And once we get to one full measure of 4/4 at 16, 16 attacks basically, or 16 clicks or counts. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a T E and a 2 T E and a 4 E and a, here we go over to the next 1 E and a 2 T E and a 4 E, and let's go again, and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Let's go a little longer. And a 4 E and a 2 and a 2 and a T E and a 4 E. Here we go, and 1 E and a 2 T E and a 4 and 2 E and a 2 T E and a 4 and T E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and 4 E and a 2 and a T E and a 4 E. Good. So we got a nice little bit of a stretch in. This is helpful. We're going to roll my shoulders back and get ready to. We're just going to jump right into it because we're burning time down. We're running on the edge of time, which is one of my favorite songs, and I don't know if you guys know it. You wouldn't know it, but it's just an original song, and it's. Let's take a look at getting that. Take 5 on over here. So I have a friend who's basically print mafia in the eastern seaboard, I guess. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can see that there's a like a UV coating here, or whatever you call that. I don't know if that's UV, maybe UV coating, right? And so he did the binding like that. I didn't know you could even do that. Like, he just did it for me. He took the book apart and reproduced the book so I could throw it in a hard copy binder like this. And just a brilliant thing to experience. And I'd like to talk about today a little bit more about Take 5. Remember how we were going to talk about the old hokey 3/4 country, the country guitar riffs that I know, that I was really growing up. If I'm playing 3 in country, I'm playing 1, 2, 3. I've got to tune up the guitar here. Bear with me just for one moment. I may need a reminder on why it's important to stretch before playing. Sometimes you just need to hear it from a fellow peer. Oh, yeah. So my limited, mobility might need a stretch. It might need a soak. It might need a soak in a bowl of warm water for 10 minutes with some Epsom salt in it, maybe, or something like that. Soak up to and include the forearms as much as you can. So it might be a big basin of water. Those are really great things to think about, getting started in the morning. If you have the time to soak, that's great. And then I usually start practicing, or start, I don't want to say practice, but this is very much a warm-up session. And it's a very much a warm-up session. So after I get, 15 minutes, after I get 15 minutes into it, I really want to stretch those warm tissues. These are all tissues that I'm using to really operate the guitar. I'm using, definitely if I'm using a pick, I'm using these tissues right here, and I'm using these tissues here to down and upstroke. I'm also using a bunch of stuff down here. So it's important for me, and then I'm turning this way, so all of my forearm needs to be really worked. And then this hand, this is the picking hand, your picking hand. This is my right hand. I'm flipped, obviously I'm flipped backwards here. Happy picking is backwards. The fret hand is also doing some things that are guitar related, but a different language than this hand typically, right? So I'm usually doing some other thing here while I'm doing this over here. There's rubbing your head and patting your belly, or whatever it is, patting your head and rubbing your belly. So those kinds of things, once we start working that for 15 minutes, I really want to take care not to overdo that. So the same thing happens with our vision. So once we are committed to focusing on a certain focal range for a period of time, let's say a computer monitor, the rule is like 20-20-20. So you every 20 minutes, you look 20 feet away for 20 seconds, and then that resets your vision, right? So that's just eye health. That's practical eye health, and in practical forearm health, and in practical, I practice yoga as well, which I don't televise for obvious reasons. And I don't even want to put that, image in your minds, really. So, but it is something I do. It's important to do for me, and it keeps me sort of healthy and well practiced and feeling good. But we're talking about take 5 now, and I'm just going to come back to the sounds like polka, kind of sounds like country guitar, but there's something that's happening here that there's something that's happening there that doesn't really fit. If I'm playing like take 5, for example, I can make it sound a little less sort of like country by just doing something like, I'm saying the words, who parked your car? 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 We're not doing the 4th beat. Who parked da dum bring down getting ding getting boom down. But take 5 has something a little bit different in store for us. It's so I'm doing the who parked your car? Who parked your car? Who parked your car? If I'm thinking, in terms of another jazz standard, I'm thinking in terms of hope of speeding up at this age, SRV speed. Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. This, Nick Kamana says, if you'd like to join us in the mornings, we are here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. And I'm working through, this is my morning ritual for guitar growth. And I'm here literally walking through my morning ritual, my morning warm up. This is not to be confused with practicing, because this is a very programmatic, well documented, well known approach by my own person and many. So sometimes I'll use my fingers, sometimes I'll use a plectrum, but the idea is that we're all here in the mornings using a metronome at 60 beats per minute, and next year, starting on January 1st, session in January, we're bumping it up to 80 beats per minute. But we're here, it's free, you can jump on and learn and ask these questions, and if you spend some time with us working through all of these different kinds of exercises that we do together, I can guarantee you that if you put in the seat time here, I'm sure that other members in the live chat will confirm that you will notice progression in your guitar life, right? And elsewhere in your life. I'm almost sure. I would guarantee it, if you were going to spend the time down and be honest with yourself in your approach, you can do anything you would like to do. You know, just giving yourself some time and just have some fun with the journey. So that's exactly why we're all here and why we come back. So hopefully you join us. But all right, so we're taking a look at E flat minor again. And I'm breaking the chord into a root note and a bass note pattern. So the 1 in E flat minor, I'm on fret number 6, 2, 4, 6, E flat, B flat, E flat, G flat, B flat. Something is going on with this thing this morning. All right, so we've got this E flat, 1 and 2 and 3. So I'm going back to the root note. Turn this back up here. Let's get to a clean setting here too. There we go. Who parked your car? So 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, and we come down squarely on the downbeat on beat number 4 and squarely on beat number 5. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 1. So as long as, if you wanted to make the voicing sound a little more modern, so whatever, you know, but it's 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5. I'm really trying hard to just get this 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 1. And then what we can do when we set never too late to work on skills, exclamation point. Preach it, sister. Yeah, it's so important. So many people get back into it at our age. I think the other thing to remember, like that someone said at the beginning of the session, didn't last like here long for some reason, but he asked if music was racist. I'm like, what? What? Eye of the beholder, friend. Eye of the beholder. But it's neither discriminates. I don't think it discriminates against age either. You know, that's the other beautiful thing. So many beautiful things about this guitar and its unique and intimate language. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're still playing like the rest of us and finding moments of joy that we can expand into a continual moment of joy throughout the remainder of our lives, thus causing joy for others. You know, that's the beautiful thing about it. It's contagious. It's infectious. So we've got this really nice 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and. Now if you want to let these notes ring long, there are ways to manage that bass line, to manage to keep that, to frame, to maintain that bass line. So that's an important thing to know, that even though I have a picking hand, it doesn't always need to retain its identity as a picking hand. It can shape shift around to perform a function of fretting, or instead of attacking, it can perform the attack and the fret at the same time, right? As you know this. You know this, but sometimes we get sort of like, we limit ourselves to what we know, you know, we only know what we know, I guess. And that's a big problem for me, because I don't know much. But I know I love the guitar, I know that, and I'm going to keep coming back to it. So we've got this 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 1. Guitar is an American icon. Nothing else really has the same popularity or admiration. Hey Greenberry, I tend to agree with you. Can you do us a do you enjoy research? Because if you enjoy research, I would love to know about guitar sales over the last decade. Have they been increasing or decreasing? Like criminally, I think decreasing, but I think it's coming back though. I think it's coming back. You raise a great point, and it's so easy to just walk around with a guitar on your back, whereas a piano, it's a little harder to lug around, you know what I mean? A little heavier, a little bit, you know. You got to really do a lot of leg days at the gym to get a piano on your back, I think. So anyway, we've got this really nice rhythm that you have now. It's 1, so root note, short chord burst, and then we can, because we can slur the guitar notes from one to the next, you could hammer on to that 5 to the flat 6 flat, double flat 7, or 6, and then to the flat 7 to the 1. Or you could use a minor 9. But if you're here, that bass pattern doesn't really work there. It works 5, flat, 7, 1. There's a lot going on just in that simple rhythmic permutation right here. I think that next line, we were talking about this melody, Next, I think tomorrow what we're going to do is try to get through this whole melody and get the guitaristic fingerings together for the melody. But today is a really great day to just work on counting five. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5. Who parked your car? 4, 5. Who parked your car? 4, 5. Awesome. Yeah, Kofi. Yeah. Hello. Can you play "Beat It" by Michael Jackson? Okay, I can. Come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow because we have our good friend and an icon, live chat icon, Kevin Haas here, letting us know that it's the bottom of the hour and it's now time to depart for the day. So go in peace and love and practice your guitar and enjoy your day, and Merry Christmas to you if you practice Christmas. And if you are inclined, I'll be back here again tomorrow morning, Christmas Eve at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time to continue our journey. Hopefully you enjoyed this, Raul, and I look forward to getting over to your channel to check out your new song. I have been on Screech, and I'm really looking forward to just to sit down and unplug. I'm going to do that right now, very first thing, right after this live chat. I'm going to turn on my other buggy, my other battle wagon, and I'm going to surf on over to Raul's channel and take a good look at this new song. Remind me of the name of the new tune, please, if you don't mind, if you're still here, Raul. Thanks always. All right. Merry Christmas indeed, Jill. All right, maybe Raul's already gone for the day, but we'll see you again tomorrow. And until we meet again, oh, My Gimp Edgar is the title. Got it. All right, I'm headed over. Give me a couple minutes. I'm going to be right over there and I'll take a look. Happy picking, everyone. Until we meet again.